a writer, so I also wrote my speech because I think you'll like it better than if I just speak. So, I was looking through my yearbooks to try to think of something, and I found our senior wills from the class of 1971. And in our senior wills, most of the students left something to friends or to rising seniors from the junior class. I picked my government teacher, Mrs. McNally, because she was frustrated with me that I had told her I was never going to college. Never, 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 never going to college. And she said I was wasting my potential, so I willed to her my wasted potential. It turns out that my sarcasm was irony, because I didn't waste it, I used it for all it was worth. Thanks largely to teachers like her, Jake, said I could call him Jake, it's Taylor Jacobson, you know him as Jake, and others who hope to plant seeds in their students that would grow the love of learning. They must have taken root because despite my intentions, when I hitchhiked into Flagstaff, Arizona one year, and I didn't go to college for 3 years, however, I did take a class, and it was a philosophy class, and I fell in love. Not with the professor, though he was very cute. I fell in love with learning, meaning it all began here, and I just didn't realize it, because I was very ready when I got to that class. Now I have 4 graduate degrees. I would get another in a heartbeat, because I really do love learning. And most of the books I've written to learn something, not written something I already know. To learn, because that's what I love. So the first person I have to thank is the truest mentor of my life, my mother, who is here tonight. She gave me books. She got me reading before I ever entered a schoolroom. She exposed me to things that were way over my head, like opera, and made me want to reach for them, made me want to go for the magic. It was my mother who first triggered the dopamine rush in my brain for what lay at the end of a book or a movie, and addicted me to curiosity. So as a professor, I struggle now with what I'm sure my mentors at Saline High School struggle with, and that is to plant that curiosity in kids, to make them want to know more and be more. I struggle with how to instill that addiction to the desire to have your life enlarged, to have your feelings enhanced, and to develop compassion for people who are not like us. Even, I'm afraid to say, serial killers. Yes, I was going to get that in there, because that is my expertise. That is the road that I took. I am an expert in serial killers, known around the world for this. So my learning path has taken me into this dark world to understand what turns someone into a person with a desire to harm. I spent 5 years talking with Dennis Rader, the BTK killer from Wichita, and like people like Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Eileen Wuornos, John Wayne Gacy, he's a complex person. I learned a lot. That book was published on my mother's birthday, so there was an irony, and so she got the first copy, and to her credit, read it. I think we need to understand these people, and I think my education has paid off in that particular way. It's an unusual path, but my path always was unusual. So that brings me back to my point. Mentors guide us toward richer lives. They expose us to things that will affect us and that will change us. People who become teachers to be mentors know the joy of watching the seeds take root and grow. So, Mrs. McNally, thank you. It wasn't wasted after all. It just took a little longer to grow. Thank you.